You right, everyone, welcome. It's Ryan here from the London Craftsman channel. How's it all going? Today's video is all about this super sexy Veiko Hinge Jig. And I've only used it probably for about an hour, no more than that. And in that hour, I made my mind up on what I thought about it. It only took me an hour. The quick release jig that you can attach different accessories to the front, one for drilling your actual 35mm holes and one for drilling your fixing holes. So if that interests you, you want to see how this is made, because I do love the Veiko brand. As you can see, I've got loads of little bits and pieces, all aluminium, all CNC machines, components. And I've got the parallel guides, I've got the squares, everything Veiko. If you want to see this in action and see it being used and what I think of it, but stay tuned, watch to the end, and I hope you enjoy. So initially it will come in this lovely box, nice thick cardboard, really well packaged, thick polystyrene or whatever you call it, with Veiko on the back. It turned up in about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit less for me. This is the main body. So this body is pre-assembled, you don't need to do anything to it, and it comes with those, what do you call them, toggle clamps? But really, really well thought out. I've tried the lever and it works perfectly to holding this jig on really nice and tight. So as you can see on the front, it shows you the distance, and what that is you put these little stoppers, these little round stoppers with the threads in the holes, and what that does, it butts up to your door and gives you a 3, 4, 5 or 6 mil gap in between your door edge and the start of your hole. I always go for a 3, and that works with me and most of these hinges, so I go generally with a soft close GTV most of the time. I just like the adjustment in them, and I've got no problems with these whatsoever. So if we flip it around, you can see the little stoppers in there. They butt directly up against your door, and then you'll literally toggle this close and clamp it up. It also comes with these little holes here too. Guessing you put those in and then you can butt it up against the end of your door to do a top hinge and a bottom hinge. I think it only came with one of these stoppers, not one for every single hole. We've got 2 holes here, one for each of these sides, but we only had one of these unless I lost one. We also have this, so obviously it's that shape, the red part is that shape on purpose, it's all aluminium, and that simply slots in to that shape. A very, very small amount of play. And I don't think that's a bad thing anyway, because you need to get it in and out quickly. You don't want to have to jam it in and figure it out. That'll pee you off and you won't enjoy it. It's got a very, very small amount. I'd say 1/4 mil at least. There's hardly anything. But remember, as soon as you get the hinge going, the tip of that cutter anyway, it's not going anywhere. It comes with this hinge cutter. I wouldn't say it's the best cutter in the world. It's decent. It comes with a collar. As you can see, this little collar with a little grub screw. And that grub screw, you can nip this collar up at whatever height you want to set the required depth. So you can, once you're plunging, you're moving your drill up and down, like so. It works perfectly, really happy with that. And the little copper washer, just to save the bearings or metal rubbing up against metal, because there is bearings right there, you need to be careful of that. So yeah, it comes with a cutter, it comes with this little plate, it comes with the washer and the stopper there. The main body. And then also it comes with this little plate. Again, that's going to fit in this recess, like so. And I found this has got exactly the same amount of play. Like I said, you need it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get it in and out quickly if you're drilling over and over again. You're going to have to constantly find that position. So it's got lots of different settings, and I'm guessing these are all for different type hinges. I figured out that it's the 45mm holes that we're going to be using. It comes with a drill bit, which is fantastic because I couldn't find a 2mm drill bit anywhere. And it comes with the Allen key, and it comes with these spanners. The spanners are to tighten up this toggle. So if you need to adjust the height of that, which I did, to give you the perfect clamping force. For example, if you had a 22mm door, if you had an 18mm door. Yeah, so those 2 little spanners do the job. And I've got it absolutely spot on to an 18mm piece of birch. So I've got my little grub screws attached to the back, as you can see there, at the 3mm increments, where it says 3mm. So what I'm going to do is take this out, I'm going to put that in the drill, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to clamp this onto the work, and let's simply put this in position and drill the hole. So before I start, I'm going to show you these little clamps that I've got. Fantastic. Again, these are from Banggood. I don't know if they're Veiko. They're not Veiko, but I'll leave a link in the description. So you simply just push them in like so. They just place in. Push them down as far as they go. Lift this lever up. And I'll try and move that. Solid as a rock. Fantastic. They are the clamps I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using my little mini Veiko square to square over a line. All right, so we're just going to square that across. So we've got a nice little reference line, and using our little hinge jig. Remember, this comes complete. You don't need to assemble anything. And make sure the prongs line up, and this is why we have the prongs to line up to the pencil line. You've got one at the top and one at the bottom. Push it up against your stoppers, and you'll hear a click. If you tighten this toggle enough and you've adjusted it properly, it should be absolutely solid, no play in that whatsoever. Okay, really, really tight. So now all we need to do is get this section of the hinge jig, which is the plate that fits in the main body, and the cutter. Remember, make sure you have it set up to the right stop. So you've got about 13, 14 mil there. Don't go any more than that. Test it on some scrap to make sure that your hinge fits within the hole before you commit to your real door. Remember, this is the hinge. You need to be measuring from the back of the plate apart to this section here, and just maybe go a mil extra. Okay, so I'm going to put that in my drill now. I'm just using this power drill. I find a power drill just gives you a little bit more power to get through. MDF at least. MDF can go a little bit fluffy on you when you're drilling. Birch is lovely. So now we're just going to plonk that accessory in. You see how nice and easily that dropped in? Before I drill the hole, I've got this CTS hose. As you can see, it follows all the way down there into my workbench. So, and this is plugged into the Hoover, effectively, this drill. So as soon as I turn on, the drill is going to suck out. So I'm literally going to just put the hose right next to the hole, just suck out the dust and pre-drill the hole. Perfect. Really, really happy with that. Didn't move whatsoever. Got nice clamping capacity. If you feel like it is moving on you, just nip up these little nuts and make it slightly tighter. So there we go. We've got one nice crisp hole, perfectly center of the line, and we've got 3 mil from the edge of the door to the start of the hole, which is what I use for these hinges. Okay, so now we've obviously drilled that out. It does a perfect job drilling out the hinge. We're going to test this plate out also. So now in theory, if you were to do a whole complete hinge in one go, you probably wouldn't unclip this template until you put this in. You'd want to pre-drill, take it out, put your drill down, put this in, get your drill and pre-drill, and then you can move the whole jig body to the next one. That's probably what I will do, because it's that quick and easy to move these in and out. So ready, let's take this out, no cutting. Yeah, as quick as that. Take that out. Simple, swapping, that was in real time, no cutting. So it would be just as easy as moving them around that quickly. So what I do like about this little plate, it's got a nice little brass knob. It's nice and chunky, easy to lift in and out, and I think that's its only purpose. It's got lots of these holes, so 3 different holes on each side, and it's got measurements. I'm going for the 45 mil, but what I did find on this is that I had to turn it upside down to have it in the right position. So it has to go there in order for my holes to line up in the right position. But it's not the end of the world, it still works. I haven't tested the other 2 holes for any brands like Blum or any other brands that you may have. But there is 3 different settings here. Remember, you just unscrew these and plonk them in any hole. We've only got 2 sets on each side. You can remove that one and put it in this hole if you wanted that section instead. All right, so let's put this in place and use the 45 mil holes. We're simply going to put that in, as simple as that. Okay, before we start, we need to know how deep we want to go and how long this drill bit needs to be. It didn't come with a stopper or a collar for this drill bit. It would have been absolutely tiny, so that doesn't matter. You can literally just drop the drill bit down as deep as you want, because it can go as far down as you want. But I'm thinking it needs to be about 20 something mil, because we need to measure from the front of this guide to the back of the plate, plus how much we want to drill. We want to drill in maybe about 8 or 10 mil. So let's just say we're going to drill 10 mil deep, and I've already measured this. This is 11 mil from the front here to the back. So we need 21 in total, 11 and 10. And that is exactly what I've got. Okay, before we start, I've simply made sure it's the right way. Remember, for me, it was back to front for some reason. I'm going by the 45 mil, and they've got to be facing that way. So we're going to put that in, make sure it's located properly. And yeah, we're just going to go for it. Right, so what we're going to do now is take this off. You can see the holes pre-drilled. We're going to unclick this toggle clamp and move that section away and test our hinge. And it should line up completely with the holes. There we go. Spot on. And just to finish the job off, let's use some 430s. And there we have it, nice and square. Absolutely perfect. One hinge done, really, really quick and easy. And it's set that hinge in nice and square to the door. No need to do the traditional way, the old way where you've got to do 2 hinges at a time and put a timber across to square the hinges up. It's put it in a nice place. It's put it in the perfect place. Gives you the nice 3 mil border right there. It's quick and easy. It's a pleasure to use. And it just means we can do away with the Craig. It's done us up until now. We've been using this for about a year. Got no problems with this at all. But, you know, the quality is not there. It's made out of plastic. There's a little bit of play in it. And you've got to click it in, click it out every time. And plus, when you come to drill the holes, it only gives you one setting for the holes, and they're made out of plastic too. So they're going to wear out. Everything about it is a bit cheap. But yeah, it means we can do away with that and start a new chapter with the Veiko. So there you have it, guys. One fantastic piece of kit, Veiko. Don't turn your nose up at it just yet. Try a few Veiko products. I've left a few links in the video description for you to have a look at the ones I've got. I've got quite a few, and there are a few other bits and pieces. Veiko do maybe 30 or 40 different products, from squares to jigs to templates. And so far, so good. I've not had any problems with them myself. As you can see, I've got the angled square. I've got a 300 mil square. I've got these ratchet clamps. Again, they're Veiko. Yeah, we've got the new hinge jig. We've got the 100 mil square. We've got lots of T-squares, all different sizes. We've got the 300 size up to the 760 size. Tons of stuff, which I'm pleased to say they are fantastic kits. And remember, parallel guides and tracksaw square, the best buy I've had in a long, long time. Price, for value-wise, and the quality. But other than that, guys, remember, these little clamps are brilliant too. Everything that you see here are really, really good. I bought them all from Banggood. Really, really happy with them. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, etc. All of those bits and pieces. The support really does help for such a small channel. If you want quick and easy results, accuracy, time and time again, you're going to have to go for this Veiko piece of kit. It's an outstanding piece of kit, and I love it. But other than that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Take it easy. Ciao for now.